the importance of alt text and visual descriptions. According to the Department of Health's 2019 BRFSS report, 17,000 adults in Vermont are blind or visually impaired. Many people who are blind use assistive technology to access our websites and communications. Now imagine trying to understand a website.
Heading 1: Adults in Vermont with a disability. Picture 1, image. This graphic shows the importance of alt text. Picture 5, image.
Where all you hear is image repeated over and over again, or the text references important information with no way to access it. That's what happens when images, graphics, and other visuals don't have alt text or descriptions. For someone who uses a screen reader, images without descriptions are blank spaces where meaning should be. It matters because without it, content can become confusing, frustrating, or even unusable. What is alternative text? Alternative text, or alt text, is the text you write behind an image so that people who can't see it still receive the essential information. Alt text is used in digital files, websites, and applications. Alt text is short and functional. It should describe the image in a way that helps someone understand why it's there. Think of it as answering the question, what do I need to know about this image to get the point? Alt text is a legally required accessibility feature and should be added to every graphic or image used. Let's go over some quick tips for writing good alt text. Be concise. Keep it to 1 or 2 sentences. Focus on its meaning or function. Use plain language. Imagine someone is listening, because they are. Don't say image of. Screen readers already say it's an image. Don't add extra details that aren't relevant. Don't repeat what's already in the caption. Visual descriptions or photo captions. Visual descriptions, often referred to as photo captions, are longer and more detailed. They are used in documents or presentations when people need more context, due to the fact that the graphic is communicating specific or detailed information. The benefit of visual descriptions is that the text is available to all users, not just screen readers. Examples of when visual descriptions are needed. Charts and graphs. Describe the data and trends being communicated by a chart. Diagrams and infographics. Describe the flow, steps, or other information that is communicated visually. Photos of events or people. Describe what is happening in a photo. People, roles, or location. If the context for the image is helpful for understanding its purpose, add a caption. Images of text, such as a quote. Images of text are not recommended and, if used, will require a full description every time. Captions and descriptions are helpful in materials where the visual is part of the story or information. It's important to note that both the alt text and captions will change based on the meaning you are trying to convey, so everyone's alt text and captions might differ. That is perfectly fine as long as we're making sure a user can understand the information without seeing the graphic. Now let's look at a few examples of alt text and visual descriptions. Here you see a photo that is primarily decorative. It's a woman smiling at her laptop. Bad alt text might be image of a woman, where good alt text might be woman smiling while on a video call. This image doesn't need a caption, as it isn't conveying specific or complex information. However, you would want to add a caption if it were a specific woman and you were highlighting that information. For example, Senator Raines on a video call with constituents. All right, let's move to our next example. Here is a chart conveying a lot of information. Its title is Vermonters with Disabilities by Category, and it's a bar graph. Bad alt text would be graph. Good alt text might be bar graph showing the number of adults with a disability based on their type of disability. This chart will require either a caption or body text with a description of the data and information the chart provides. For example, the caption could be bar graph, listing the number of Vermonters with specific disabilities. Total Vermonters with disabilities, 110,000. Vermonters with multiple disabilities, 49,000. With cognitive disabilities, 46,000. Hearing, 31,000. Independent living, 29,000. Mobility, 55,000. This highlights the large percentage of Vermonters who live with a disability. Buttons require clear alt text that indicates the purpose rather than the visual display. For example, a stop icon on a video player. Bad alt text would be stop sign, whereas good alt text would be stop playback button. One last example is an image from the Access Vermont conference. Possible alt text might be Access Vermont conference vendors or Access Vermont conference shows booths from above. Caption: the 2024 Access Vermont conference vendor booths in the lobby of the Waterbury State Office Complex. The alt text and captions you write will be dependent on the point of the graphic and what you are trying to communicate. We should add alt text to all visuals for digital information, including documents, web pages, SharePoint, Excel files, PowerPoint, social media, and any other information we are sharing or sending out. For Microsoft programs, you can right-click on an image or use the accessibility checker to confirm images have alt text. Note that auto-generated alt text is rarely accurate. Sometimes images are purely for decoration and do not communicate any information. Microsoft Documents and Files and SharePoint have the option to mark the image or graphic as decorative. This can be used when the graphic does not communicate any information or if it is supplementary to a thorough description in the body text. Web pages like Drupal also offer an alt text field when you add an image to a page. Remember, alt text helps people who can't see your images understand your message. It should be clear, brief, and focused on what matters. Visual descriptions provide more detail when your graphics have text, convey complex meaning, or specific details. They can be used and seen by everyone and are a great way to highlight information. Both of these methods increase accessibility and should be used in all digital communications, sites, pages, and files. If you create or share digital content, writing good visual descriptions is one small action that makes a big difference for accessibility. Thank you for watching. If you have feedback, you can reach out to Heather Hicks at heather.hicks@vermont.gov.